So if you're a coach or content creator and you're struggling to scale your business without burning out, this video is going to walk you through the exact steps I use to help coaches and content creators generate over $110,000 in profit with their digital products business. But here's the thing, this isn't one of those vague motivational only videos where you just watch it and you don't do anything with it. This video is going to give you the exact system from start to finish, from scratch, to be able to use it into your own funnels and print money for however long you want to. And real quick, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Brian. I've been in the space for the past 12 months now, and I've been able to work with a bunch of big creators in the space, helping them generate over tens of thousands of dollars. And currently, I'm helping 2,500 members inside Monetize Academy, teaching coaches and content creators how to scale their digital products business. So now let's get into it. So as you guys know, this exact funnel has generated over $110,000 in sales. And here's some of the proof. We had one client do $84,000 in 7 months. Another client do $15,000 in 2 weeks, $16,000 in 3 weeks. So this funnel does work. This strategy does work. You just have to be able to apply it. And now I'm going to break down exactly step by step so you can be able to use it and within your own strategy. So the first thing that comes along whenever you're trying to do this strategy is market research. Market research is going to be your best friend. I'm telling you, it's going to be your best friend. Because without market research, you run the risk of creating a product that nobody wants. And market research is literally like a cheat code. It helps you understand, it helps you literally talk to your audience and ask them the questions that you need to in order to be able to create a product that can be able to help them. And the ways that you could do this is through IG stories. You could just post on your story either a quiz that you made or just literally posting to your story with a poll, like asking them different questions. And then another method that you could do is email marketing. Within your email marketing, you've created an audience already that have grown to know you and trust you, and they trusted you enough to give you their email to be able to contact them. So we can literally ask them through the email and ask them like, hey, I have a quiz coming up. I have this quiz, and if you want to, you can offer something within the back end for free for taking the quiz. So for example, you can get like a free ebook or a free guide or free one-on-one session, whatever it is you want to do within your case. You can offer that within your emails, and they're more likely to take it there because they already trust you, they already like you, and they've purchased from you before. So you can either do IG stories or email marketing, and you can use both as well. If you pair these two together, you're gonna get the whole point of doing market research is to get as many people to answer as possible, as many people to take this quiz. So then you have a lot of feedback to go through and be able to understand like really what your audience is struggling with, and then from there you'll be able to create a product that they actually are going to buy from you. And to help you through this process, to help you answer these, to help you get the best out of your audience with these questions, here's a few questions that you can ask them straight up like this, and you can apply it within your own niche. So what are you currently struggling with when it comes to whatever your niche is? And this will help you find the burning pain point that they're feeling right now, so you don't have to guess like what is my audience struggling with. Another question is, what have you already tried to fix this question, it lets you understand like what your audience has been already doing, so you don't just use the same thing within your own offer. And then another question that I really like, if I could wave this magic wand and give you the results, what would it be? So that question is literally formed to help them tell you what they want out of your program. This is going to be exactly what they want. So you're going to be able to ask them that question and get their dream outcome, and then take that dream outcome and build your transformation off of that. And then another question is, what's stopping you from hitting those goals? So that question is going to let you see like, okay, what is my audience like? What are the external factors that are stopping them from being able to get the results they're looking for? And how can I be able to, pivot around that to be able to serve them best? And then another question, another really big question, you're actually not going to want to skip out on this one. So how much would you pay if this actually solved your problem? And literally they're going to be telling you how much they're willing to pay you for the program. And that's going to give you the range that you need to be like, okay, let me come out with this offer that's at this price, or it lets you know like what is too high, what is too low within your audience, and helps you find that middle ground for when you're coming up with your offer and pricing it out. And then the tools to help you do that. So there's two ways that you can go. The free route when it comes to making this market research quiz. So the free route, I like to use Tally. Tally is pretty simple, easy to use. And then Google Forms. Google Forms, you can't go wrong there. It's really easy to use. It's free and everybody knows and loves it, and you can get your feedback fast. And then the other side is the paid apps, right? So you have ScoreApp. ScoreApp is pretty good. ScoreApp, I used to use it. I would say like it's very easy to build, very easy to get your feedback, and it makes the quiz experience more fun for the audience, I would say. And then there's Go High Level. Go High Level is what I currently use. It basically does everything that you're looking for. It has your funnels, it has your quizzes, it has your places to store contacts, ways to email them. So it really has everything that you need in order to be able to do market research, secure those clients, I mean, secure those leads, and then further follow up with them. So these are the tools that you can use to do this, and it's really up to you. And then once you do the market research, once you have the answers, another thing, you don't have to go and analyze it yourself. That can be good. It's like, I would recommend that you do that. It does help, but you can also speed up the process by taking the literal answers from the market research quiz, exporting it as a CSV or Excel file, and then putting it to ChatGPT and be like, hey, ChatGPT, break this down for me in a way that I understand like who I'm serving, what is my audience struggling with the most, and what are they willing to pay from it. And from there, you'll have enough data to be able to then go and then build your offer. So when it comes to building your offer, you want to have a clear transformation. You don't want to be too complicated. You don't want to solve everybody's problem. You want to be straight up. You want to be clear with it and be like, okay, I help avatars go from this pain point to this outcome without whatever your method is. And I would say like the easiest offer that you could build right now, and the easiest offer that people are already going to be looking for, is that mentorship. Not everybody wants another course, not everybody wants another ebook. People are looking for mentorship from you. If you're a coach or content creator, you've already got the skills, you've already got the talent, you've already shown that you got the results within this area. They're not looking for another ebook, they're looking for mentorship. And mentorship is going to be the easiest thing to sell, right? And when it comes to your mentorship, you don't have to overcomplicate it as well. A lot of the times coaches out there, they try to put everything under the sun in their mentorship, thinking that's what they need to sell it. But really, your audience really wants like 2 to 3 things out of your whole mentorship for real. So here's an example of what a simple mentorship program can look like. You have your coaching calls, so you have the ongoing guidance to be able to help your customers get to that next level. You have the curriculum and the training. And the training, you don't have to focus too much on the training because they're there for asking you questions, right? So the training and the curriculum should be really simple, really basic, and really just all it is there is to help them when you're not on the call with them. So it'd be like, here's how you set this up, or here's how you set this up, right? So you don't want to go like too crazy on the training because again, people don't want the training; they want coaching calls and guidance from you. And then you also have the templates and tools to help you speed along that process. And like just I would rather you focus on the templates and tools because that is what's going to help them get to that next level for us. So along with the coaching calls, along with the tools, that's going to get them to the next level and get them the results that they're looking for out of your program. So once your offer is clear, that's when it comes to building out your structuring your presentation and building out your presentation, right? So here's how we set it up. So within the first 15 minutes of your webinar, of your presentation, you're going to talk about your story, what you had to go through, what you personally had to go through to accomplish this, how you earned the strategy or how you learned the strategy that you're now teaching, and the results that you got from it. The story, your story within this webinar presentation is going to be like one of your biggest pain point. It's going to be your biggest emphasis. I feel like if people are already sold within your story, they already believe that they've already seen that you've accomplished it. They've seen the stuff that you had to go through to accomplish it. From there, they're already hooked to your offer, and they're like, okay, what else? What does she have for me to get to that next level? Because I've seen her go through it. I've seen how she was able to accomplish it. I've seen the results that she's getting. Now it's my turn. So within that first 15 minutes, you want to explain your story and explain it in a way where like people really understand the struggles that you had to go through to be able to make that happen. And then the next 15 minutes, you're going to talk about the vehicle itself. So whatever method you're using to make money, whatever method you're using to get results, the whole idea of the next 15 minutes is to talk about this vehicle and explain why it's the best thing on earth since the internet was out. So keep in mind this whole presentation, the point is to slowly break down every limiting belief that your audience has. And then at the end of the presentation, you're going to give them the offer. And that offer, at that point, they're going to be so ready, like they have no excuses not to take your offer. So that's why each segment of this presentation is structured that way to break down each part of the belief that your audience already has formed, and then get them to lower their guard and be like, okay, I have no excuses. This is literally for me. She talked to me in a way that like feels like it's for me, right? So your first 15 minutes, you're talking about the story. The next 15 minutes, you're talking about the vehicle and why this method is the best way of doing that. And then the next 15 minutes, you're going to talk about the internal belief. A lot of the times, whenever you're trying to pitch an offer to someone, or you're talking about an offer to someone, the first thing that they're going to do is like, okay, yeah, this works for you, but how is it going to work for me? I don't have followers. I don't have this. I don't have that. So The next 15 minutes, you're going to break down the internal belief that they have. And whatever it is, you're going to focus on just breaking that down, shifting their mindset to see, like, hey, this is actually possible, regardless of whatever you're believing. Like, this person was going through the same exact thing. They went through my mentorship and they were still able to get the sales that they were looking for, or able to get the results that they were looking for. So you break down the internal beliefs there and shift their mindset to make them see like this is really possible. And then within the next 15 minutes, you're going to talk about the external beliefs. So at this point, they see that the vehicle is possible to make money. They see that their internal beliefs are BS and they can't, like, this is not an excuse to take action. And then the final thing is going to be that external belief. A lot of the times they're gonna blame it on lack of tools, lack of money, lack of audience. So at this point, within your strategy, within your methodology of getting results, talk about the external beliefs and how you don't need time, you don't need a huge audience, you don't need to be tech savvy. Literally break it down to the point where they have no excuses. And then after that 15 minutes, you're going to segue into your offer and a Q&A. So before you get into the offer, you always want to ask for permission. Like, can I show you this package before I get into it? This works. Like, don't sleep on this. This works because people, if they don't have a say in getting pitched, they're going to be automatically turned off and be like, this is what they were doing the whole time. But if you phrase it in a way that's like, hey, let me ask you a question. Can I show you a package I put together, a special package? And 9 times out of 10, they're going to say yes. And another thing that you can do at this part is be like, if they don't say anything at all on this webinar, you can literally be like, okay, I'm not going to share with you guys because I don't think you guys are wanting, or I don't think you guys want it for real. At this point, they're going to be like, oh, no, let me, they're going to be like, oh, no, we do want to show it to us. At that point, it's like, you're literally telling me to show you my offer, to talk about my offer that you're going to be buying off of me. And then just walk them through what's inside of your offer, focus on what it does for them, show them how it solves their main pain points. And then at the end of the offer, after you finish going through the offer, finish going through what's inside of it, you're going to end off with a Q&A. And the Q&A, all it is you're going to be taking all the questions that people had in the chat, all of the common questions people have about your mentorship, and then you're going to be shifting it back. You're going to answer that question and then shift it back to your program. And then from there, once you have the presentation outlined, you have the structure of the presentation, you practice it a few times, then you're going to go and build the backend, a simple backend for it. So the way it goes is there's a landing page where people sign up, and the landing page talks about what's going to be happening on the webinar, what people are going to be learning from you. And it also has the results that, you're going to have the proof to back it up that, like, hey, I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm teaching, and it works, and it's worked for me and it's worked for other people. And then right after that, after a person signs up, after they go through the landing page, sign up for the webinar, they're going to get that thank you page. And on here, both pages have a VSL. This registration VSL, all it is talking about the webinar, talking about what's going to be happening, talking about like getting them hyped. And then once they sign up and go for the thank you page, they go to the thank you page. At this point, you're going to be overexcited. You're going to be sharing you want them to feel the excitement and get them prepped for what's coming up. And basically you're telling them like, hey, I'm glad you took the next steps. Here's what to expect. Here's the day of the webinar. Here's what we're going to be doing. Make sure you're there. Make sure, you're going to cover all the bases. Make sure they have everything they need going into the webinar. And they already, like, at this point, they're already prepped and they're already hyped for what's about to come. So once they sign up, you're going to have automations and webinar. You're going to have confirmation emails and SMS running in the background. And the way it's set up, we have automation set up. So as soon as they sign up, they get the confirmation email that's like, hey, the webinar is happening this day. Make sure you add it to your calendar. And then just talking about what's going on in the webinar. And this is super important because these reminders, these email and SMS reminders, whenever people sign up for the webinar, people oftentimes they sign up and then they forget about it later on. And they're like, oh snap, I forgot about the live webinar happening. So in order to prevent that, the goal is to get as much people to show up live as possible. So we're going to send over, as soon as they sign up, they get put into automation, and then that automation sends them confirmation emails. It sends them emails the day before the webinar is happening. It sends them emails an hour before the webinar happens. And then on top of that, they're also getting SMSs. So the whole point is to stay on top of their mind the whole time leading up to this webinar, through SMS, through emails, through IG content, all of that, right? And then in the background, as they are, as they're sign up, as they're getting emails, as they're getting SMS, you're also going to want to send over indoctrination pages. And the indoctrination pages, what they are is basically like, before you even hop onto this webinar, I'm going to convince you that I can help you out. And the way I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna show you different videos that I'm gonna give you different videos where I solve your problems already, and I show you that, hey, like, my strategies work and it's working for other people. So when they watch these indoctrination videos, they're low key thinking like, damn, I'm coming onto this webinar. She already solved my problems before I even hopped onto this webinar. Now I'm super excited. Now I believe that she can actually help me. So that indoctrination videos are really important. They're really like sleepers. And one thing I would add into this whole strategy of getting people to show up and following up with them is ad event, right? Ad event is going to be it's really slept on. It's basically, like I was saying earlier, whenever people sign up, they oftentimes forget about the webinar happening itself. So one way to avoid that is by using ad event, and it's basically like you'll create an event, and then you're able to copy the share link. And what this does is when people click on this and they add it, it'll add the event for them into their iOS calendar or their Android calendar. So it's literally like leading up to that event. Every time they lock their phone or whenever the event's about to start up, they'll get the notification from Siri, from their phone, from Android, from iPhone, telling them like, hey, you have this appointment, sending them reminders like, hey, you have this webinar class coming up on this date. And it's like super slept on because it goes straight to your phone. So not only are you following up with emails, SMS, but you got ad event that's also sending out reminders like 15 minutes before the webinar even happens, and it's already locked in within your calendar on your phone. Now listen, if this already sounds like a lot and you feel like I just want to create content and I don't want to build this out, I want someone to build this out for me, then that's exactly what I do, and that's what I help a bunch of my clients do as well. We take the system, we build out the whole back end for you, we build out the strategy, we build out the funnels, everything that you need, and all you're doing is just focusing on creating content and bringing people into the system, and then we're rinsing and repeating it over and over again, printing you money as long as you want to. Right? So if that sounds like something you need, click the link below and you'll be able to apply with us and see if we're a good fit to be able to implement this whole system into your own backend. So let's get back into the video. So that is the backend, the email and SMS follow-up. So once you have that set up, once you have everything set up, you have the backend set up, you have the webinar presentation set up, you've practiced it a few times. Now you're going to promote like crazy. And the point here is to promote across all of the platforms that you have. So with this client, for example, she had YouTube, she had Instagram, she had school, she had TikTok, she had her email list. So we literally just we took all of her social media platforms, every single one of them, posted across each platform, and then funneled them towards the webinar sign up page. And from there, we were just getting as much people as onto this webinar, getting as much people signed up, getting as much people into the room as possible, so that when it was time to pitch the offer, there was as many possibilities as possible. So you're just going to promote like crazy. And then leading up to the webinar, so the day of the webinar, we're going to announce loud like, hey, webinar is happening tonight. If you haven't signed up already, here's the link. We're hitting every platform, like we said, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, email, school, all leading them to sign up for the last minute webinar. And you're going to see like a lot of times the day of the webinar, you're going to get a lot of responses, a lot of signups, because people are very last minute. They're like waiting for the last of the last of the last to be able to be like, okay, let me sign up before it's too late, right? So on launch day, on the webinar day, we're gonna get real loud. We're gonna like spread the message across so many platforms to the point where it's impossible for you not to understand that this webinar is happening. And then once the webinar happens, you go live, pitch to them your offer, you sell on there. But that's not where it ends, right? That's gonna be like, I would say that's like 30% of your sales that you're gonna get, right? The rest of your sales is gonna be in that back end webinar replay weekends. That was a mouthful, but the majority of your sales are gonna come in after the webinar is what I'm trying to say, right? So what we do after the webinar, for the people that don't show up but still signed up, we're gonna send everybody, literally everybody, the webinar replay. And the way this works is they're gonna see the replay, and on the same page as the replay, they have the ability to purchase the high ticket offer, or the offer that is at the end of your presentation. So we send out that email the next day like, hey, the webinar replay was live, it was amazing, blah blah. Here's to check it out if you missed it, right? So that gets sent out the next day, and you'll start to see some sales come in because the webinar presentation was so good. And then if they don't buy at that stage, then we still keep following up with them over the weekend, right? So, excuse me, the webinar happens Thursday night. The replay gets sent out Friday. Saturday, Sunday, we're sending out emails like, hey, this offer is going down Sunday. Make sure you get in before it ends out or it goes away. And then Saturday, we send out another FOMO email, making sure they got the replay, making sure they got everything they need from the past webinar. And then that Sunday, when the offer is going down that night, we send out 3 to 4 emails, right? Email one, you're talking about the messages. The message will be the offer is disappearing tonight at midnight. Make sure you grab it. Email two, 12 hours left. Make sure you get it before it's gone. Email three, 3 hours left before last warning. Make sure to get it before it's gone. And even you can go a step further and go like email four, it's 1 hour before the offer goes down. A bunch of people have already grabbed it. If you haven't gotten yours already, I don't know when I'm gonna open this back up. So the whole weekend is just like urgency, scarcity. Like this offer is going down, whether you like it or not. You better grab it before who knows when it's gonna come back up. This is the exact system I use to help my clients generate over $110,000 in profit with their digital products. You don't need a massive system. You don't need funnels, a crazy funnel. You don't need crazy ads. You just need a system that works and that you can keep working over and over again. And if you want to do this yourself, you have everything you need in this video. But if you want help getting this set up way faster, just click the link below to apply with us, and we'll see if we're a good fit to be able to work with you. And if you're a coach or content creator just getting started or transitioning into the digital products field, I have a video just for you that helps you get started to start building your own digital products from scratch and start selling it, and gives you the strategy to be able to do so. So you can be able to check that out. It's linked in here. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow for more videos like this so you don't miss out and you start earning the right way. See you guys in the next one.